morning, everyone, and welcome to the Awesome English Show. My name is Heath Kennedy, and it is my job to interview exceptional story narrators, work with them to uncover the underlying theme of their story, and ultimately learn the message that they have to share about the human experience. Today we're here on Pingock Island with the author and narrator of Arctic Dreams, Mr. Barry Lopez. Good morning, Barry.
Good morning, Mr. Kennedy.
I personally read your book, Arctic Dreams, and let me tell you, I thought it was great. While I was reading, I felt like I could picture what your crew was going through, and I really felt the ups and downs with you. But Barry, today I'd like to talk about one excerpt from your book, Arctic Dreams. In particular, the story of how your crew's boat came to be stranded in between large sheets of ice near the Barrier Islands. And my question to you, two questions really, is how did you end up in Alaska, and what inspired you to write about your adventures?
Thank you, Heath. I'm glad you enjoyed my book. To answer your question, I was in Alaska because of my work. I was examining and researching the Alaskan Arctic in order to understand a different way of life. But what really inspired me to write about my escapade was the sheer joy and excitement that I got from being in such extreme conditions, and being expected to perform well despite the circumstances. It was an experience that I wanted to share with the world.
And I'm certainly very glad that you did share that story. Something that I've been wondering about, though, is you and the crew knew that a storm was approaching. So how come you guys still went out on the water?
Well, Heath, I was there to see the lives of the scientists and how they performed. In their line of work, you accept the possibility of death in such situations, prepare for it, and then forget about it. In the lives of these scientists, this is simply something that you must come to terms with. Now I fully appreciate and understand how hard they work and how well they work together.
I think that everybody else appreciates that as well. So how did you manage to persevere through the storm and free the boat?
It all boils down to a few things: hard work and teamwork. These scientists train hard. They know their stuff, and they think in a split second. More importantly, however, they have mastered teamwork. In times of distress, you really need someone who will watch your back, work with each other, and work well with each other.
I know that you guys worked very efficiently together, but how'd you know enough of what the others were thinking to work together so efficiently that you didn't even have to speak to each other?
It's a very interesting question, Heath. It's hard to fully answer that question, but I'll try. After a while of working together with a bunch of people, you get to know what someone is thinking and what they plan to do just by the look in their eyes. This is what I like to think of as teamwork.
I agree, Barry. Sometimes when working with other people, there simply isn't time for words. You just need to be in tune with the situation. And not only is teamwork good for people, but it's good for a story. You teamed up such descriptive imagery and great diction in this excerpt, and it's something that pulled me right into the story, made me feel as though I were going there with you. Is that the type of style you were going for?
Yes. I'm so pleased that you picked up on my use of imagery and diction. I worked hard to put these elements in all the right places so that my readers could picture what my group was going through. I really did try and get that as an end result. I wanted my readers to be transported to the scene and go through the adventure alongside me. I'm glad you picked up on that, Heath.
Well, you did an excellent job of using both of those literary elements. You know, it was hard not to pick up on it. I only have a few more questions for you this morning before I let you go. And the first one is, what was your goal or purpose in writing this story? And the second question is there anything that you wanted to stick with the reader even after they put your book down?
You know, I would definitely say that the importance of working with and cooperating with others at all times is something I stressed a lot. I feel that teamwork is something that you can help society tremendously. Helen Keller once said, "Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much." And that is a statement that I agree wholeheartedly with.
And one last question, Barry. How did you try to accomplish your purpose in your writing? What did you do to make the reader understand your message?
One thing you'll notice about my writing is that I rarely, if ever, use pronouns such as me, my, myself, I, and after all, there is no I in teamwork. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, I put a lot of emphasis in my use of diction, as well as imagery. For example, I wrote, "We worked wordlessly and diligently." However, as important as teamwork and hard work are in life, there was another thing I wanted to point out. Just like anything else, with hard work there is a reward, and with that reward comes a price. The reward, a feeling of accomplishment, and the price, well, you become very weary afterwards. limp as feed sacks, if you will. More often than not, however, the reward outweighs the price. So keep working hard.
Amen, Barry. Amen. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's safe to say that the message you are strongly striving to relate here is that not only are teamwork and hard labor extremely important in daily life, but also that we as individuals shouldn't be afraid to exert ourselves, because rewards will outweigh the price. And you were able to do this through your manipulation of pronouns, intense diction, and strong imagery. Is that about right?
Heath, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, Barry, thank you so much for coming in today and teaching us the importance of teamwork. It was a delight having you on the show. We'll have to do it again sometime. Everybody, give it up for Mr. Barry Lopez. Hey guys, it's Heath here. Just want to remind you to tune in next Friday for an all-new analysis of The Chamber with famed author John Grisham. Until then, stay out of trouble, stay out of debt, and stay in school. That's all, folks. Y'all have a good one.